I'm Chris Gaines. I'm a consultant within GFI. And over the next few minutes, I will take you through two of the products. Main focus will be on Lotus Quickr and IBM Connections from a functional point of view. So if we have a look at Lotus Quickr, I'd like to start with a small recap of the current version and provide you with some highlights of the next release that will be coming up rather soon. Just taking one step back and having a look at the current version of Quickr, we know that it is a tool where people, teams actually, can set up a place and work on a number of documents within libraries that they can share, that they can check in and check out. Now, this is not only limited to the actual files inside Quickr, but you can use Quickr to combine the team collaboration with content that is stored within an enterprise content management system. Also, the goal of having those team places and setting those up, customizing them, and so on, is that you can reuse all the work that you are doing by providing a set of templates for future project teams, for instance. And also, and this is what Chris van der Stappen talked about in the beginning, is that, well, there is a rather big focus inside Quickr on the connectors. The connectors being the tools that you use to work with the files and the content that is stored inside a team place from basically your daily tools, being it Microsoft Office, or Windows Explorer, or other. So, having a look at the roadmap, I won't go through the complete roadmap, just focus on the most recent version that has been released, and that is the one that you see in the middle, 8.5.1.1, where we see that by popular request, the folder navigator is back, allowing users to quickly browse the library which is stored in Quickr. And we see a number of other improvements where I just at this moment want to highlight the file preview. Basically, this offers a better preview for the most recent version of the Microsoft Office documents and files that exist. Next, we will move to the Quickr Domino next release, which will be available second half of this year. I will give you some impressions of the tool later on, so I won't go through each and every one of these features. But the ones I would like to point out here is the support for the most recent browsers, most recent version of Domino, and of course a continuous focus on the mobile clients. The other features I will let you discover right away when we move into the UI of the Quickr next release. What you see here is the new One UI that also pops up in other products, of course. And basically, this is the landing page or the overview of the places that you have in Quickr, with on the left hand a list of favorite places and a list of places that you're following. So basically offering a quick access to the content or places that you are continuously working with. What we see also at the top of the screen is the integration of the places with the people and communities and apps, and those for those of you that know Connections, that should be very familiar. They are basically the Connections modules that are in place there. Another screen, this time from inside an actual place, where we see on the left-hand side the concept of tagging, concept that is also present inside Connections, and that is now brought towards the Quickr next release. And the other main feature is basically the immediate access that you have, or the immediate collaboration that you can start with the editor of a document without having to install any other same-time clients. So you can start the chat right from this particular screen. Quite obviously, since we live in the mobile world, more and more focus is actually being shifted towards these mobile devices. So just recapping this, the Quickr Domino for mobile devices, there are a number of existing ways that you can work with the content that is currently inside a Quickr place. One of those options is for the iPad or iPhone as well. It's an add-on developed by Snaps. It's called Snap Files. And the screenshot there on the left just shows you the metadata of one particular file. And quite obviously, this can be rendered into a preview of that document itself. But it is read-only. I use it myself. It's quite an easy way to consult the information that is stored inside the Quickr. Quite obviously, we still have the web interface, which is available for all devices, although that on the smaller screens it might be a little bit difficult. So that's why there is quite a big focus in Quickr Next on the mobile world, and what you see here is the screenshot of what it what it will look like. It will offer a number of functionalities, of course, browsing all the libraries that exist on your Quickr server, view all the details, preview the attachment before downloading it, and then we come to the actions where there is actually an interaction with the content, basically having the approve reject that can be put on a workflow inside Quickr. We can view the place calendar, and I kept the most important towards the last is the option to upload the documents from a mobile device towards your Quickr server, and that does include the check-in, check-out principle, where you only allow for one editor at a time to work on the content. Okay, that was very quickly Quickr. Time to move on to Connections, where there is a little bit more to discuss. 4 main topics: current version of Connections, some integration points because Connection doesn't exist on its own, some focus for the mobile again, and of course an overview of what Connections Next will bring us. So the current version of Connections, I just included this slide to give you an overview of the different capabilities or the different modules that exist. But I would like to illustrate all these by means of a couple of examples that I've included. Basically, Connections is a social collaboration tool which requires the input from everyone. When we see that, we require input from executives to add information. Now, why should these people use it? Basically, a social collaboration tool like Connections offers a better way to interact with the employees. It's better than sending out email because the employees can basically react to what you're sending. It's out in the open. It triggers a more open discussion. For the employees itself, it's quite obvious when you have a tool, all the information needs to be in there, present from one or from all the areas so that you can find it back. Another big thing is the use of what we call a social address book. Currently, you only have the who is who. That's a basic address book, and you need to know, or you find the basic information from people. But the social address book allows you to see what people have been up to, what have they been doing, what is their expertise, and that helps in finding the better or the more suitable person when you're looking for help with a certain problem. Of course, employees will consult a number of blogs that are being presented by the executives, and hopefully they will engage in a more interactive discussion with that. So, as promised, some examples. I just took 2 communities inside Connections. Now, communities are areas inside the tool where people can work on content or on knowledge. And basically, the goal is to set up a community where there is some form of shared knowledge. And this is one particular example where we set up an iPad community community. And on the left side of the screen, okay, we have a small logo and a number of those components that are included in the community. Those components in this particular area include a wiki where people can work together on the content and define certain procedures that you need to be aware about or that you need to know of when you're working with this type of device. A second module that we've included is a discussion forum where we set up the option to ask questions and then get responses and feedback from different persons. The third one is the module on the bookmarks, referring in this case to a number of websites that exists about the iPad or Apple support. And all the way at the back we see a number of files that are being shared with this community as like the terms of use for this particular iPad. And on the right you see the membership, which is rather limited for this community. You see all the people that actually expressed an interest in this community in the iPad itself. Right, onto a second example. I won't go in too much detail here, but this is a community about the lean process. Rather big community, some more people that are actively participating in it. We've added a nice welcome screen, which is a little bit more engaging for everyone who's joining this community. And in addition to what we've seen on the iPad level, we see that on the right-hand side of the screen, we also included a media gallery where some pictures or movies were posted on how to work with the Lean community. So another screenshot of some of the modules and the content that is added by the different people inside this Lean community. Okay, up until now, we went very briefly through everything inside Connections, but there is more. Connections can be extended, or there are some integration points that we can foresee. I will just highlight 3 points for integration. The first one, quite obviously, since we're talking about IBM products, is the integration with the Websphere portal, where there are a number of portlets readily available. Now, I won't go through the list, but just know that for each and every one of the modules in Connections that exist, there is a portlet that's readily available. If you don't find what you're looking for, you can start developing your own portlets based upon the APIs of the tool itself. Now, switching around, getting back into Connections itself. What you have out of the box can be extended with a number of widgets, and this is one particular example of the widget from OnTime. On the left side of the screen, you see a community with a number of members, and what this widget does is it will read the Lotus Notes calendar of the members of this community and show that as an element of the community itself, basically allowing you to find the free time to set up a meeting rather easily. So the meeting can be set up from inside the Connections tool itself. And then the third part of the integration, Connections and Lotus Notes. Just some screenshots to highlight the two new entry points in Notes towards Connections. The first one is the link towards the profiles. That's what you see on the right-hand side of the screenshot, where you can read the statuses from your colleagues or the people in your network. That's the microblogging component. But where you can also comment on those statuses or set your own status as well. So this is an alternative for the web interface that exists. The same is true for the files integration. Basically, what you can do is drag and drop files towards the connection files or from the connection files into emails and start working with those. I just use this a little bit as a side step. Basically, we've seen a number of things about what's new in Lotus Notes. and I decided not to put an entire chapter up for that. So just one slide to give a small overview of the current release of Notes. Excuse me. What we see inside the inbox is an improved sorting on subject, basically ignoring a lot of terms or combinations that we see, like the reply and forward. When you sort on that, if you trigger it alphabetically, all the replies are back in one place, and now we can ignore those keywords. We have an improved search by sender and subject, navigating the inbox and trying to find a number of emails. There are some changes in the signatures where we can now remove the signature before sending an email. So we have a policy that signatures are always added unless that we remove it from the mail just before sending. We have new mail notification slide in instead of the center window that pops up and then you have to click OK. We have the more gentle notification about the email. We do have the option when creating new messages to actually add or look for additional attributes when addressing the email. So instead of just having to type ahead on the name, you can also add a division in there, for instance. We do have a number of additional controls, limitations I should actually say, when populating the recent contacts. So up until now everything ended up in the recent contacts, and now you can limit whatever is being added on there. And finally some improvements on the agenda. The options to leave the countered meeting in the agenda, in the overview, much like we have the ghosted entry in there when you receive a new notification. And also some improvements on the auto-processing of meeting invitations when there is very little impact when the meeting is changed. So, just back to the mobile. The mobile add-on was shipped in the third quarter of last year. Basically offering you an access on connections via your mobile device, via a number of apps that exist, and basically what you get is the different options to work on all the content that exists in Connections. New capabilities include the option to upload files to your media gallery, to vote on the ideation blog, so that's a specific type of blog that exists in the current version of Connections. Work with hyperlinks in your status updates, point towards interesting sites. New home screen to make better use of the image, and to make it a little bit easier for the users, we have the login information which is saved in the app itself. And this app is available for the different large brands of mobile phones. So, onto Connections next. I included some screenshots in there just to give an overview of what's coming. The most important part, well, besides from the new One UI that we saw earlier with Quickr, is the concept of the activity stream. That's the left part of the screen. Basically, the activity stream offers you an overview of all the things that are happening, but it's not just an overview. It also enables the user to act upon the embedded items in the activity stream. What you see here on the screen is that someone shared a file with me, and when I click on that notification, then I have the extra window that pops up where I can, of course, download the file, add comments, or recommend the file. So basically, do all the items that I would normally do, but before Connections Next, before the activity stream, I would need to go to the file itself and start working on it. And now I can do it from inside the activity stream. It's not just working with the existing content. There's also a number of improvements in the UI to allow users to more quickly add content to Connections itself. So the screen you see here is the upload of a file in a community. This is now from one particular item instead of 3-4 clicks that you used to perform before. While talking about files, while talking about integration, it's not just working from inside the browser, but also working from inside the tools that we are used to work in. So we have the Explorer integration with what you see here on the screen, basically offering you the option to check in or place any file from your local PC into the Connections files or activities. And it doesn't stop there. It also goes towards the Office integration. So let's take, for instance, you have a Word document, iPad comparison, version 1 versus version 2. From inside Word, you can decide to share this file with the Connections or with a certain community, or even publish the Word document that you have as a blog posting inside Connections itself. Another point, or another integration point, I previously showed the Notes client with Connections integration. This is the opposite. From inside Connections, you can also have an overview of the things that are happening inside your mailbox and take all the actions on there. Then for the next, by popular demand, the metrics. A lot of things are happening inside a social collaboration system. So basically, all the users were asking, give us some metrics, show us how the adoption of the system is going, who is the most active contributor, and this is what will now be provided within the next version, both for the business owner as for the community owner, where we see this screenshot of the Earth Day community. Here you can identify who is actually the most active contributor inside your community. Sorry. So Connections next. We do have a number of other smaller enhancements inside the communities, basically allowing you to build communities that are easier to work with the teams that are currently existing. One feature I would like to highlight is the email. We have a discussion forum inside a community. Normally you would have to go to your browser in order to participate in that discussion. Now we see that you can continue this conversation by replying to an email, to a notification that you get from the discussion forum itself. And just another additional screenshot I included. This is showing the calendar that is now available for the communities as well. So just rounding up, I've already talked a little bit about the mobile interface of Connections. Since the importance of mobile is increasing, quite obviously the focus will remain there. So all the items that we see, the new user experience, the activity stream, and so on, those will become available on the new next mobile Connections interface as well. We also see some enhancements to the files, where basically files from mobile devices can be uploaded, downloaded, and changed. There's an integration with profiles for those people having an Android phone. You can already integrate your Gmail contacts with the Facebook contacts, and now you can also integrate the Connections contacts, offering a 360-degree view of a person. And finally, on the mobile, we also need to talk a little bit about security, basically offering the administrators a number of options to block certain functionalities or perform a remote wipe of some devices if required.